Several days ago, I made a video about the suicide of Judas Iscariot and the two instances, one in Matthew 27 where it says he hung himself, and the other in Acts chapter 1 where it says that he fell headlong and his guts burst open. I don't see that as a contradiction, many do. If you are interested, you can look at the video in the link, where I explain how they harmonize. But I also mentioned a theory that I believe, and that is that Judas was merely trying to speed up the revolution. What revolution is that, you may ask? It was the idea that the Messiah would set up an earthly kingdom and free Israel from the Romans. You find evidence of this in the walk on the road to Emmaus after the resurrection in Luke 24, where the two disciples were walking and they didn't know Jesus was there, and they said, "We were hoping that he would be the one to free Israel." Also in Acts chapter 1 verse 6, they ask right before Jesus ascends to heaven, "Are you going to at this time restore the kingdom of Israel?" They were obsessed with this theological idea. The disciples were obsessed with it. That includes Judas. Now let's look at the facts. Judas was greedy. Judas had been stealing from the money bag. Judas's greed led to demon possession, and he ultimately sold Jesus out. The devil took advantage of Judas's greed to possess Judas, and that should be a warning to us of greed and where it can lead. So after Judas becomes demon possessed through his greed, he sells Jesus out for 30 pieces of silver. Jesus knew that was going to happen. It was prophesied in Zechariah chapter 11 that it would. It didn't have to be through Judas, but it did happen through him. And Jesus said, "What you do quickly." So Judas goes and sells Jesus out to the high priests, and he does it for 30 pieces of silver. Now, what happens when Judas sees that Jesus is going to go forward with the crucifixion? He commits suicide. Yes. When he sees that the revolution isn't going to happen, Judas kills himself. And then also, very tellingly, he returns the 30 pieces of silver. He says, "I don't want it," and he throws it down in the temple. Why would he do that? Judas had seen Jesus raise the dead. He had seen him heal lifelong blindness. He had seen Jesus walk on water. He had seen him create loaves and fishes out of thin air. Jesus could do anything in Judas's eyes. Judas knew this. And when he saw that Jesus was not going to miraculously free himself from the Romans, he cast the money down. He turned it back in. Not because he was a good guy. He was a bad guy. He was demon possessed, and then the demon possession led him to hang himself. Very similarly, Peter denied Jesus. He denied him with cursing and swearing, and instead of killing himself, Peter repented of that. So anyway, that's why I conclude that Judas was trying to speed up the revolution. I could be wrong. I'm an erring human.